going to shoot with the Trisio360 camera. And we've chosen a room in the Marbella Design Academy, which is where they are doing all the fashion. There's a lot going on in this room, so we want to make sure we capture everything, and that's why we've chosen this room, because that's always a little bit harder, but once you know what you're doing, you'll be right as rain. So before you start your shoot, always make sure that your camera is level, especially with the Trisio360, like I said before. You have to make sure it's level because this camera does not have auto leveling included. The next thing you have to make sure is that your lens is always super clean. And the third thing you have to make sure is that you connect your camera to your phone. Then you have to go into your settings and make sure that the camera storage is enough. You have enough space on your camera. The timer is set. You don't have to set a timer, but I like to set it at 3 seconds to give me a bit of time to hide behind the camera. And the Nadir logo to be either on or off. In my case, I always leave it off because in My360, we automatically add the Nadir logo to your virtual tours. The other important thing is that any scene is always activated because this is your built-in HDR functionality. This will make sure that your images have a better quality, and especially if you're in a low light room like this, it's really important to switch that on. Camera sounds, you can switch them on or off. I don't mind having them on, but if they annoy you, just switch them off. Once you're done, click here to go back. And now you're ready to take your picture. The any scene is important because that's the HDR functionality inside your camera. So especially in a room like this where you have a lot of unnatural light but not so much natural light, it's really good to have this switched on because it will just add a little bit of warmth to your image. So once you're set, go back to your camera. To see your final image, just click on the little ball here, choose the image that you've just made, click on download. This downloads the image to your phone. You can set it to auto download, but that will use up a lot of your battery time. So I usually just leave it until the end and then I can download them all at the same time. Click on the image and here you can see the image. And as you can see, the image has a lot of light to it, a lot more than is actually in this room. So I'm very impressed with the quality of this. So the next shot, we have to make sure that we walk in straight lines and 90-degree angles. This room has a lot of little areas where you can see things. So I want to make sure that I shoot each of those areas. So I'm just going to pick up my camera and go to the next shot. The next area I want to photograph is right here, in here. But I also want to make sure that I can still continue going straight, or I can go that way to the other side of the room. So this way, if I put the camera right in the middle of this, I can shoot that way, and I can go back, of course, to where I started. So let me take my shot here. I go and stand behind the camera. So now my next shot can be here, or here, or here. And remember to see where the camera, what the camera sees and what will show on the picture. You can always stand on where the camera is going to be and do a 360 yourself and see what is in the camera. So if there's something not right, so these chairs, for example, they have to be straight, just straighten them out and make sure they look nice, because what you see is what the camera sees. A room this size is going to take 4 to 6 images. A normal room of a normal size could possibly take about only 2 images, maybe even 1. But you want to make sure, especially in a room that's this big, that you show every item that's available in this room. There's a lot of features in this room. You want to show them off. So this room, I would say 6 images at least. When you're shooting in hallways, make sure you take a picture in front of each and every door. If you want to go inside the room, make sure that the door is open. If you do not want to enter the room, make sure that the door is closed. This way, at a later stage in your virtual tour, you could maybe add a video or a pop-up with information on what's behind this door. And in this case, we can walk from this shot straight into the room to the next shot. So my next shot is here. And then after that, my next shot will be here. And the third shot is going to be on this side of the room. A room this size normally could do with 1 image. If this table had not been there, I would have just done 1 shot. But because we have a table in the middle of the room, I added 2 more shots just to make sure we get the right capture of this room. If the building only has an elevator and no stairs, I recommend you make a picture in front of the elevator so people understand they can go in the elevator up to the next floor and see what's going on around there. You could then take the next shot inside the elevator and then come out again if you wanted to, but you could also just make the shot in front of the elevator and the next shot, when they click on it, is coming out of the elevator on the next level. Especially if you're making a virtual tour that also sits on Google, you have to take shots in front of stairs and elevators. Otherwise, the leveling is never going to work. So when you're shooting a building with multiple levels, you have to make sure you always shoot in front of the stairs, in the middle of the stairs if they are there, and at the top of the stairs. Thank you for watching this tutorial about how you can build your own virtual tour for any business, any school or any facility using the Trisio360 camera, the Ricoh Theta Z1 or the My360 Tours VR kit. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and we hope to see you soon on the My360 Tours platform.